Bryce Harper is not happy. And he's gone.
Short on your bench. And he had a legitimate gripe. That ball was outside.
Yeah, Ed.
1-2. On the outside corner. Matt Kemp can't believe it, but Angel Hernandez is ringing him up. Gone. So Matt Kemp is kicked out of the game. Mattingly trying to ride to the rescue, but it's too late. Now that he knows he's gone, Matt lets it out. Manure, among other things, or at least a reasonable facsimile. Dodgers have struck out. Ramirez to end the 8th. Gonzalez and Kemp in the 9th. And the batter will be Carl Crawford.
Well, Bryce is gone, you know that. The helmet, the bat, and Mike Winters tossed him immediately. 1 out, bottom of the 10th. Chris Heisey, the only man the Nats have left on the bench.
Well, check it out on pitch track. The fastball to Bryce Harper for strike 3. He had a legitimate argument, but maybe the helmet toss was a hair excessive, and there's no umpire that's going to let you stay in the game when you do that.
Next up, Anthony Rendon.
Another 1-2 from Ferguson gets him looking with a fastball to the inside corner, and that ends the inning. But a grand slam from Kevin Pillar, and the Dodgers find themselves trailing by a run as we go to the bottom of the John, right after we went to break, following last inning, Matt Kemp was thrown out of the game for arguing the strike 3 call with Gabe Morales.
You know, Bryce was running hard out of the box there. He wasn't sure he got it. Going down to get it like that, and then thing shift is on. And Marvin Hudson hearing about it from the Nats dugout.
Matt Williams is telling him it's down.
You know, they can see high-low from over there. And out is Matt Williams. Or was it Harper?
Well, if it's Bryce Harper, that's not good.
Bryce, it appears, has been tossed.
It's something about getting in the box. This is about getting in the batter's box. He told Bryce to get in the batter's box, and he didn't, and he threw him out. He said, you can't throw him out for that. And look, read Matt.
Continued to argue with plate umpire Marty Foster, and it got more heated, and finally Foster said, hey, I've had enough. You're gone.
Than anything else. And he's down looking on strikes for the first out. 5 strikeouts for Mats. He's not happy with Mark Carlson. I think more about strike 2 than anything else.
Fastball, fastball, fastball.
Oh, somebody got thrown out of the ball game. Unless it's Gabe. Nope, it was Bryce, because here comes Bryce Harper. Dusty Watkins coming here as well. This is the most heated I think we've ever seen Gabe.
There to finish with those fingers.
Strike 3 call. The Dodger dugout is coming unglued on Trip Gibson. That includes Justin Turner standing on the dugout bench, voicing his displeasure. He fall. Dave Roberts didn't get there quite in time, but he'll get his money's worth.
Swing and a miss on the fastball at 98, and Bryce Harper's been tossed. He slams down his bat, gets in Chris Siegel's face, and now he's going to further demonstrate where the strike zone is.
If he didn't drive that run in, he wasn't staying in this game. And he said that's twice, so there must have been a call earlier.
Ball now these days. That strike freezes Matt Kemp, who's not pleased with Jim Reynolds. 3-0. We'll find out who the new DH is in a moment. But Kemp was ejected. Discussion. And then Kemp is being escorted away, so he stays in the game by Stu Cole. Buddy's coming out, and then evidently Matt said something else. Happened while we were away. Here's the strike call on Matt Kemp. Matt frustrated, said something to Jim Reynolds. They're arguing with Jim Reynolds.
Okay, two things. There's nobody in the stands, so nobody knows that they're arguing, first of all. So
you're not getting shown up.
You're not showing up the umpire. He was walking.
Strike 3, fastball, and Harper is going to be ejected. And you knew that was coming. That's the second time that Harper has really had a problem with Hunter Wendelstedt's call earlier in the game. The pitch that we out for the second time.
Well, another pitch on the outer half and another pitch Bryce Harper didn't think was strike 3. And he and Hunter Wendelstedt have not got along all night long. And you see the reaction from Harper. And in a one-run baseball game with his defense, he cannot get thrown out of the game.
Nobody to work with.
Dodgers went 1-2-3 at the top of the first inning. Shane Victorino. Oh, has someone been thrown out? Yes.
Yep. Donnie was chipping at him a little. Oh, Matt Kemp got thrown out. Kemp's got to be careful here. Don't make any inadvertent contact. Victorino out there to help out as well. What a brilliant move here by Shane Victorino. Joined the team just a couple of weeks ago, and he's the guy out there making sure that the star of this team stays in the game. You see Kemp now leaning up against the umpire.
Right now, he has been ejected from this game.
It's so hard to get ejected from a ball game.
Has 29% of his at-bats against left-handers. Good pitch. Bryce didn't think he swung. And he gestures toward John Hirschbeck down at third base. And Hirschbeck's walking toward him, eyeing Bryce Harper. And Trent Jewett steps in the way. Interesting. Bryce didn't think he swung, and now he's been thrown out of the game. John Hirschbeck was looking to throw him out, and Bryce Harper just got.
On the outside corner, strike 3, and Matt Kemp goes down.
He gets a fastball right there.
There's Conroy. So 4 strikeouts for Chadwick. Jason Home third strikes.
Well, and you see Matt Kemp just got thrown out. Home plate umpire Chris Conroy threw him out. He's arguing from home plate. Excuse me, from the dugout. The bad part about all this, and it's something that I completely had a problem with when I was a player. There's an emotional component when you're a player, and you're upset. If you're at the other end of the dugout and you're screaming out onto the field, you can't
plate area.
Yeah, and I'm going to get tired, but you can't be looking into the dugout. Oh, who's doing that? And then just can somebody, especially a guy like Matt Kemp. Come on.
You know, it's one thing to be shown up.
Bryce went. He's in the face of Rob Drake, and he's been tossed. Very close. Hyundai's 7th inning stretch here at Chase Field in Phoenix, Arizona.
By Phil Cuzzy, and kept barking from the Braves dugout. And Phil Cuzzy had heard enough and threw him out. So once he was tossed, Matt Kemp wanted to come out and get a couple of parting shots in verbally.
Harper guides one right side. Carlos Lee for one, and close and out at first. And Bryce Harper slams his helmet to the ground, and C.B. Buckner throws him out of the game.
I think CB took that personally. I think Bryce was just upset that he hit into a double play. And maybe C.B. Buckner thought that Bryce was upset about the call, but up by 4 runs. If you know anything about anybody in this ball club, it's all they care about is winning.
Yeah.
Bryce Harper hustling like he usually does. Throws his helmet down. Is ejected from this game. A great night for Bryce Harper ends strangely.
Did he? They checked. Yes, he did. So Matt called out on a check swing. He is fit to be tied, having struck out 3 times yesterday and knowing the first burning within him. He looks down to Ted Barrett. He cannot believe that was called a swing and a strike. 1 ball and no strikes. And wait a minute, Ted Barrett is going to throw, I think. Could he possibly have thrown Matt Kemp out of the game from 20 feet behind first base? We don't have a camera. Maybe Matt gestured. I don't know. And Mattingly's going to go out for no reason, in the sense there's no way Ted's going to say, okay, he can come back in the game. The match's been kicked out. But that's a long distance kick out. See, Matt, I guess he hollered.
And Danny's going to be called down on a high slider at the top of the zone. 1 out. And somebody's been tossed.
I think it might have been Bryce. They're holding Bryce back. And I thought it was up. I don't care what pitch track says. I mean, it's over his letters. And then here's what transpired after. I mean, when you're pointing at guys and looking for somebody in the dugout, in my mind, I don't know what was said, so.
Three and 1. Kemp still jawing about that 2-0 pitch.
Uh-oh, here we go.
He's going to be tossed. Now they're going to toss him. Watch out, get out there and get between them. Well, Iasonia's been a pitcher's umpire for both sides, mind you. Both sides. Kastner got some calls as well. Somebody get Kemp out of there before he does something that's going to create some damage after this game. You don't need a suspension.
Well, you know, when I look at that situation, first and foremost, you don't know what was said between umpire and player. But you know what? If you're going to jaw at the umpire, I think Matt went about it the right way, because he never looked at the umpire. He came out of the box. He was either looking at home plate or he's looking towards the pitcher.
Well,
there's a
Bud
difference.
Black has been tossed as well. It's a 2-0 pitch that he didn't like. And Bud Black's going to get his money's worth as Kemp will go back to the clubhouse. Count is 3-1 on whoever's going to replace Kemp. Just guessing that Kemp is saying your strike zone is that wide. Well, it's a night of frustration. The Padres with only 1 hit, and they've been overpowered. This is the pitch that on 2-0 that was called a strike.
That was pitch number 3.
Looked like could be called a strike.
He's keeping his head perfectly still.
Strike 3 call. Nationals down to their final out.
How did he get thrown out? He was walking back to the dugout. You can see Bryce say he did Jay Rayburn saying, "You didn't say that? You didn't say that?" He kept saying it over and over again. The home plate umpire kept saying, "You didn't say that. That ball's obviously off the plate." I think it's all Bryce said is that was so bad, and you can say that. And Bryce is saying, "I didn't say a word." He was walking back to the dugout. It was over. And I think as an umpire, you got
check swing. They're going to punch him out. So Matt Kemp will strike out with the bases loaded. However, Adrian Gonzalez had the base hit to drive in 2. Matt is going to be kicked out of the game. Arguing with the plate umpire Brian Knight, and he is history.
Kemp's certainly not going to forget this birthday. He's the man that was ejected as the ball was put in play by Nick Markakis. Adam Hamari is the home plate umpire. Brian Snitker came out and tried to protect the rest of his bench, and then he was thrown out arguing balls and strikes. And Malik Smith will now check in and play left field for Matt Kemp.
Last inning, which cost the Phillies a run. Then he had what he thought was a double taken, and now he's been ejected from the game. Roman Quinn will come in to replace him.
That was New York's take on things. I wonder if Philadelphia had a different story.
Bryce Harper saying in between innings, be a professional. So there was something that led from Ortiz.
Yes. What I thought was happening was he wanted to talk to him about it, and the guy was trying to, and I think the umpire decided that he did not want to talk to him about it. And I think Bryce just wanted to have a conversation with him. And then when he got thrown out of it, when Bryce became pretty incensed.
Yeah.
Two and one. Ethier hitting about 100 points higher against right-handed pitching against lefties. Against left-handers, Ethier hitting 179, and against right-handers, 272. And somebody has just been thrown out of the game, and it may be Matt Kemp. And here comes Don Mattingly.
The delay in the toss could be that Matt went under and looked at the pitch on TV and then came back.
Seth Buckminster may or may not have 20/20 eyesight, but he's got 20/20 hearing. And so the Dodgers already a man down. Hanley Ramirez, a last minute scratch with a bad shoulder. Kemp has been thrown out of the game, and he's not done yet.
Strike 3 call.
You're right again, John.
A little off the plate. 5 strikeouts for Porcello. Reese Hoskins coming up. Statcast AI power.
You're good.
Somebody's thrown out of this ball game. I don't know if it was Harper, if it was Gabe. I think it was Harper.
Yeah, I think Bryce said the magic word to that last pitch to Reese. That's not close.
I mean, Harp had everything. He had every reason to complain about the pitch to him. The last one to Reese looked like it was a good pitch, but it's a residual.